Hey everybody, this is Michael from We's Into Snakes, and today I'm going to be working on the Incubator. We picked up this cooler a while back from a local farmer's market. Luckily when we picked it up, the fan and the top still worked. The light on the inside worked. I do have to get a bulb for up here in this. I took the front panel off so I could get a bulb for that. Assuming that fluorescent fixture works. If not, I'll change that out. That's not really necessary, but I'd like to have it. So like I said, the doors work good and everything on it. The fan up top worked. So what we're going to do is, of course, the only thing it wouldn't do is hold coolant in it, the Freon, or whatever they call it nowadays, R34, whatever. I'm not an air conditioning guy, so. But anyway, it didn't hold a charge, so the compressor is no longer underneath of it. They took the compressor out. What I'm going to do is, we picked up some heat tape. This is 12-inch wide heat tape. I was kind of hoping to get something a little bit wider than that, but the next size up is this here, and I believe this is like 20-inch heat tape, I believe. I do have this for another project that we're going to be doing, so I picked that up at the same time. But I got a 20-foot roll of this heat tape here. It's 12-inch. I'm going to put a strip of heat tape on each side, and then 2 strips, one on each side in the back itself. And also along with that, we got a power cord to hook up, and we also have a pack here of connectors and the little eyelets that you use for the connectors and so forth. We've done the heat tape before in a rack that we built, so I'm probably put a link to that up at the top so that you can see how to do the actual wiring of the heat tape and so forth. We also have for our thermostat, we got the VE300 from Vivarium Electronics. We're going to use this one. I decided to go with the 300 because it's a little bit more wattage to it, and also I like the fact that it's a pulse type thermostat instead of an on-off. So it will actually it's a 700 watt power output, so a little bit more than the other ones, but like I said, it's a pulse proportional thermostat instead of cutting off and then kicking back on. So anyway, we also picked up a few of these little gauges. I'm gonna put these gauges in there in different places on the shelves and so forth, so that I could track the temperature inside and so forth. Just to keep an eye on to make sure that we have an even heat all the way from top to bottom. Hopefully this fan, the way it circulates, it pulls in air here at the top, and then it pushes it out the back and down the back, so it will actually push it down those heat strips on the back towards the bottom, and then of course suck it back up. So hopefully that keeps a good even temperature in there. So anyway, we got all our parts. Hopefully soon we'll, I do have the shelves and so forth. They're actually taken out to make this simpler. But hopefully we'll have some clutches here before too long to put in here. So we're going to go ahead and get busy installing the heat tape. One thing I did get, I'm hoping this will work. I've worked with double-sided tape before. I'm actually going to take double-sided tape to put on the back of the heat tape itself to adhere to the back of the panels. We cleaned them real good, so it should be good and good and clean, able to stick to it. If not, I can get some of the gray foil tape to use to hold them up as well, but hopefully this works. That way you're not seeing the gray foil tape on the back. But anyway, that's a kind of a rundown of what we're going to get get to doing here, and we're going to go ahead and get started and start to put some of this stuff together. Okay, hopefully you can see what I've done is I've taken the power cord, or the plug, and, which is down here. I fed it up through the drain in the center, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it across and then hook it into the first heat tape right down here at the bottom. And basically what you're going to do with that is you're going to separate, this will separate a little bit between the copper and the plastic itself, and you'll slide this right in there like so, and then you're going to put a set of these rivets across it like that. And then of course I left my tool over here, so let me grab my tool real quick for doing this. This is not the this is not the exact tool that they sell for doing this, but I've done other heat tapes with it and it seems to work okay. And what you're gonna do is run that up there, give it a squeeze, and come on the other side of it. It's down tight. What you're going to want is to where there's no wiggle there at all. A little bit more. There you go. And that's good. That's good and tight. So that's making connection between the wire and the copper strip there. And then what you're going to do after that is go ahead and take one of these insulator tape. It's like an electrical tape type stuff. And what we're going to do is cover that just like so. So then we'll repeat on this side, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take this, will go up top, and what we'll do is we'll put wires here and run the wires across the top to the next heat panel to connect the next heat panel in. And then of course we'll come using that copper strip there as a conductor. We'll come down to the end, put wires from the bottom of this one here over to the bottom of the heat panel over there, and then go up top and connect the next panel. And I'll show you how all that's done once we wire it in there. But I'm gonna go ahead and wire the rest of these panels together. Go ahead and put the double stick tape on the back of them and stick them to the back, and then we'll go over and review what I've gotten done. Hey everybody, well it's the next morning. I got everything wired up last night and hooked up before I went to bed, but didn't really take time to finish up the video and show everything how it was done. I will be showing you that in just a second. But as you can see, I got the lights all hooked up. I do have the light up here installed. It is, both of them are, both the inside and outside lights are controlled by a switch. I've been running this all night, just to kind of keep an eye on it to see how it was going to work out. It's doing really well. Both of them, I set the thermostat to 90 degrees to see if it was going to pretty much keep that level temperature. And right now, of course, I have one on the bottom that is not reading as close, but it's showing 88.1. This one here is 90.1, and this one here is 89.7. So these two are really close together, like 0.4 of a degree off. So that's pretty much what I'm looking for. When I get more shelf brackets, I actually lost the shelf brackets that I had. I'm not sure what I did with them. When I went to the local hardware store, they didn't have any, so I had to order some. So they'll be here shortly. When we get those, we'll put the rest of the shelves in, and then we'll be ready to go. So basically that's it. So let me show you how I wired everything up. Alright, as you can see, right here is the thermostat. We went with a Vivarium Electronics VE300. I like this one because of the pulse feature on it. I'm gonna come back and put shelving in here to put this on, and maybe some other stuff we can put, medium for the tubs once we put the tubs in and so forth. The nice thing about this was that it had a built-in outlet right here, so we got this section plugged into the wall, and then it's got the outlet right there. So I got the thermostat plugged into that, and then of course the heat tape. What I did is I used the drain on the bottom of the refrigerator unit, and that's where I ran my wires through. So as you can see, hopefully the fan is not too much noise. But we came up through here with the wire across to the heat tape, and also the probe for the temperature comes through here as well. Now we'll attach this to another place. Right now what I'm doing is just seeing how the temperature controls and everything else. Once we get the other racks in, these little clips, I had to order some of them. I lost the ones that came with the refrigerator. I'm not sure what I did with them, so I have to order more of those. But anyway, as you can see, we ran the main power over to the heat tape, and hooked it in. And then what we did is we came up here, and then we hooked wires onto here, and this is a 12 gauge wire, and then we came across to the top of this heat tape, and then down here across to the next heat tape, and then basically we just repeated that. Come up top to here, over to the top of that one there, and then of course down at the end we just finished it off at the end with some insulating tape. Alright, so that's pretty much going to wrap up this video, the how-to and how we put it all together. We have roughly, well, it's under $300 at the entire project. By the time we bought, it's 20, I think I have 20 foot of heat tape in here, 12-inch wide, 20 foot long. Did have like a little bit of scrap left over from that, but not much at all. The 12 gauge wire that I used to wire up the panels I already had, so can't really count that. But connectors, the double-sided tape that we used to put the heat panels on, and that tape is far exceeded my expectations. It has done really well. I was kind of expecting to come back in the room this morning and find my heat tape coming off the walls, but it seems to be holding really good. If not, I'll come back later and put full tape down the edges. So connectors, the plug wire, 20 foot of heat tape, the actual unit itself, a new light, everything, and thermostat under $300. Probably the most expensive part of it was the thermostat itself. The thermostat was like $140, so that was basically almost half of what we got into the whole unit itself. So, but we did go with the Bavarian Electronics VE300. I wanted a pretty good one, 700 watts, and I like the fact that it's a pulse type. It's not on off, so I kind of like that. So, but anyway, that's pretty much our build. If you have any, the camera died on me for a second there. So anyway, like I was saying, please like and subscribe, comment below. If you have any questions or suggestions for me, please comment below so we can see what you have to say about it. Also, please follow us on Facebook and on Instagram at WeZen2Snakes. And really appreciate you watching the video. Like I said, if you have any comments or suggestions, comment below, and we'll get back with you. And again, thank you, and we'll see you next time.